2 years ago, I was working for Accenture. I'd been working for them for 24 years, primarily in HR. Got laid off. This was after having to take leave of absence for suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety, a whole kit and caboodle. Could not find a job to save my life, y'all. It was crappy out there. And I realized that I did not want to go back to corporate. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm going to build something of my own. And there's this thing that's called AI that everyone's using, so maybe I'll try that. I've never run a business before. So I started using AI, and I started to teach myself how to use it, and I started to learn how it worked. And suddenly people were asking, how are you doing that? Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know, I go here and I ask them some questions, and it responds to me, and I say some more stuff to it, and just kind of went from there. And then I realized that people wanted me to have certifications, so I started to go out and get some certifications. And these certifications that they said would take me 2 weeks to learn, I was getting them done in a couple of days. So I realized that I was understanding how this thing was working pretty well. And I realized that there were a lot of women out there who were now using it. And they weren't using it because a lot of us have been trained to be good girls, and we believe that using AI is cheating. And we had to work harder than everyone else. We had to blood, sweat, and tears for things. So I was like, not at my watch. Women have got to use this stuff because it is freaking amazing what you can do once you know how to use this. So I found out that one of the biggest problems is that people didn't understand what AI was. They were thinking that it was like the Terminator, or that it was sentient, and that it could think these things. And I was like, no, it's not sentient, it's not thinking, it literally does not think. And it is not all seeing by any means. It is literally a parrot that's read the internet. It is a prediction engine. It is just guessing what the next thing is that you want to hear. So if you were to type in Mary had a little and then hit enter, it would probably tell you lamb, because it's seen Mary had a little lamb, and it's billions of bytes of data many, many, many times. But if you typed in Mary had a minuscule, you might not get lamb. Just saying. So, the prompting is everything. So I found out that for a lot of people, there was not confusion around AI what it was. And I would ask people, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you think or hear the word AI? And one of them was emotion. She's like, yeah, it's this big, incomprehensible thing. I can't get my arms around it. Okay. So, literally, all these chatbots, y'all, they're all pretty much the same. They really are. And just like you wouldn't go to the same store for shoes as you would for broccoli, usually, it's kind of the same way with these chatbots. They each have their own things that they're good at. So you go use the tool for the job that you need to get done. And, for women, we don't have a shop. So this is really okay, so my husband was using Copilot. And we saw it at the top of my head for 3 months. And I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you couldn't understand why I was so into it. And I was like, I don't know, this is what I put into it. I put in a role, I put in an objective, I put in context, I put in the output. I can put that into any chatbot, and I will get something back that is actually useful. And it turns out that Anthropic just released their 10 field thing they use for their teams. My ROCO pretty much comes pretty close to almost every single field they use for theirs. And it's so much easier to go alone. 4 letters, that's all. Role, objective, context, output. You see the difference with it. That first one is like, that's what most people type into a chatbot when they first use it. And it doesn't have to be super long. For some reason, a lot of people equate the length of the prompt with how effective it is. And that's so wrong, y'all. You just need to have 4 ingredients. Just put 4 ingredients, and I mean you're done. All right. So that's it. What I tell people, women that I train, I'm coaching women 40 plus to make AI their biatch. Because you gotta be the boss of your AI. You gotta tell what to do. So in my world, AI is a language tool on a technology platform. If you can write or speak English, you can be incredibly powerful with these tools. So if you're not already using them, please look into it. And that's it.